my friends, and welcome back to writing. How are you today? Anyway, so we are writing about the desert now. We have moved on to a new habitat, the desert habitat. So today you're going to be writing your own sentences. So first you're going to help me write mine so you could kind of understand what you're doing. And then guess what? I'm going to erase everything and you're going to be on your own to create a sentence. So start thinking about what you're going to write about. So the topic that I'm choosing to write about is living and non-living things in the desert. And that should be pretty much what your topic should be as well. If you are having a really hard time figuring that out, you can write about whatever you want. But I want to see if you can form your own sentences today. So I'm going to write about living and non-living things in the desert. So my first sentence will be, the sand is hot, when the sun is out. The sand is hot when the sun is out. So which of those things are non-living in that first sentence? Sand. So my non-living thing in my first sentence is sand. So my second sentence is going to be my living thing. All right, so first word is the, which is a power word. You're going to help me write the word the. I'm going to start all the way to my left with my uppercase letter. Yell out the for me. T, H, E. Pay attention how I'm using my lines to help me write neatly. The Spice Makers. Sand. What do you hear at the beginning of sand? Awesome. And then I hear and. So if I know how to write and, I could just write it because and is a power word. Can you help me sound out or write and? Give me the letters. A, N, D. If I know and, I know sand, and sand, and sand. Look at that, sand. The sand is powered. I, S. Notice every time I write a new word, I'm moving my space. Hot. Another word I could sound out. Give me the sounds for hot. 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 The sand is hot when. So I'm going to write when how it sounds first. And then I'm going to fix it because when I believe is going to be a power word. So eventually you will know how to spell it correctly. But for now, I'm going to sound it out I'm going to write it the way it sounds. So let's sound out when. I hear what, eh, So actually, this word when is a real word. But that's when you win a competition or something. So the when I want looks a little different. So I'm going to fix it. But I wanted to show you how to sound out a word. All right, so I'm going to fix it. The what was actually correct. And there's a quiet H in there. And double H together just as what. So that's the proper way to spell the when that I want. W-H-E-N. When. The sand is hot when another power word, T, H, E. And notice I'm going back to read. This is what you're going to be doing when you're writing your sentence on your own soon. The sand is hot when the sun, help me sound out sun. Sun is powered. Yell it out. I, S is out. Another power word. Yell it out. O, U, T. All right, before I prepare, let me make sure I have all my words and it makes sense. The sand is hot when the sun is out. My first sentence is done. What was my non-living thing in my first sentence? Actually, it was two. So sand is not living, sun is not living. All right, now I need a living thing. So my second sentence will be, a lizard will sit in the shade to cool off. Oh, 10 words. Oh my goodness. Hopefully they all fit. All right, so my first word in my second sentence is a. When A is by itself like this, it is a word. And it's the first word of my new sentence, so I'm using an uppercase. A, I'm going to move down here for lizard. Let's clap the syllables for lizard. Lizard. 2 syllables. First syllable is Liz. Ooh, eh, z, erd. Should I write the kindergarten way? Write it the kindergarten way. All right, so I'm going to write the kindergarten way. So my first syllable was Liz. Second syllable is erd. I hear d. So that is not the correct way to spell it, but that's okay. Put the weight underneath. We're writing the sounds we hear. A lizard will. I hear all the sounds in the will. Wa, eh. Ooh. And since this is actually a power word, I will put that other L in there so we know the correct way to spell will. W-I-L-L. Will. A lizard will sit. I hear all the sounds in sit. It. Sit. In. Power word. Yell it out. I. N. What was the next word? The. Another power word. Yell it out. T. H. E. Should we go back and check to see that we're writing our words correctly? A lizard will sit in the shade. And I hear shh. What makes that shh sound? S-H. Shh. A. D. Now you may have noticed when I said this letter sound, I said A, not A, because this A is a long vowel. That means I need a helper probably. I'm going to put my helper E at the end. Sh, A, D, shade. So my helper E is just there to help. I do not hear it. A lizard will sit in the shade. Why? Why would a lizard sit in the shade? To cool off. I can't wait for it to get nice and hot here so we can cool off in the shade. A lizard will sit in the shade to power. Yell it out. T-O. Cool. I hear then I hear ooh, ooh. And that is made by double O, two O's. Ooh, ooh. Space off. Just kind of a hard word to sound out. Off. And that's the end of that sentence. All right, help me read it. Make sure it makes sense. And then I'm erasing everything because you're going to write your own sentences today. The sand is hot when the sun is out. I paused because I have a period. That means my first sentence is over. A lizard will sit in the shade to cool off. Period. What was my living thing in the second sentence? Lizard. Lizard was my living thing. So again, let's check it first because this is what you should be doing. I began with my uppercase letters. I spaced out my words. And of course, I have my number. And when I was done, I went back and read it to make sure it made sense. So you're doing all of those things. But bye-bye, Miss Stevens sentence because I'm writing my own today. So today, boys and girls, you are going to think about the desert and write a sentence to at least a sentence, living thing, non-living thing, okay? So you're writing your own sentences today, nothing to copy. Write about living things and non-living things in the desert. Oh, I cannot wait to see what you do. Have fun. Bye, friends.